This is going to be entitled Midterm Review Abu Dhabi. Okay? Now, let's get some ground rules. Do you know you can't use an equation sheet? You know that?
Yeah.
Okay, what can you use?
Two sheets of A4 paper.
Okay,
front and
two
back.
sheets of A4 paper front and back. Sheet number 1 is required. It's a major part of your grade. You could fail the exam if you don't do it. Okay? The second A4 paper is extra credit. I give you nothing. I don't give you any formulas. I don't give you anything. You can put on that paper anything you want. You can put on practice problems. You can put on equations. You have to determine what's important. The exam is on vectors, mechanical equilibrium, straight line motion, which includes acceleration, velocity, etc. Those three equations we talked about, yes? Vf squared equals V naught squared plus 2AD. What's another one? What's another one? D equals V naught T plus 1/2 AT squared. And then the other one is Vf equals V naught plus AT. Is that correct? All right. So projectile motion is also on it. Yes? We moved kind of slowly the first half of this year. It's going to be 60 multiple choice questions. Clear? So shall I give you some examples? I'll read right off the paper. This portion of the exam review is called the tension reducer. Just to show you how general the questions are. It says a train travels 6 meters in the first second of travel, 6 meters again during the second of travel, and 6 meters again during the third second. Its acceleration is, then you have to answer that question. By the way, what was I just thinking? Oh, we spent a lot of time on interpreting graphs, so make sure you can do that. Make sure you can interpret graphs. Yes? Yeah, okay. A ball is thrown upward, and when it's caught, a ball is thrown upward and caught when it comes back down. In the absence of air resistance, the speed of the ball when it is caught is, or will be. Free fall, very big. Hang time, yes. We have forces, but not in terms of Newton's laws, in terms of mechanical equilibrium. So here's a question. Equilibrium occurs when, and then they give you 4 scenarios, and you have to determine which one is correct relative to that statement. They talk about the difference between scalar and vector. Yes. A cannonball is launched from the ground at an angle of 30 degrees above the horizontal and a speed of 30 meters per second. Ideally, no air resistance. The ball will land on the ground with a speed of. So you can see that the exam is exactly what we did. It's very, very general. And my philosophy of a final exam is keep it short enough so you're not struggling through it. Challenging enough so you don't feel like you're wasting your time, but simple enough so that you are able to see all of the concepts as an overview. So you can make connections that you may not have made before. You can see the connections possibly between mechanical equilibrium and straight line motion. You can see the connections between straight line motion and projectile motion. Projectile motion, you have to separate, if you want to interpret projectile motion, you have to separate it into 2 straight line motions. vertical and horizontal. Does the horizontal motion change? No, it stays the same. However, what world are we living in when we say that? A perfect world. No, very good. No air resistance. Okay, nothing. What changes? What causes that horizontal motion to curve? The changing what? The changes in what kind of motion causes the projectile to curve and form a parabola. But what causes that horizontal motion to become curved?
Gravity.
Yes, more specifically. The changing vertical motion. Vertical motion goes up and it comes down. So you combine the two, look at the vectors. Here we go. Look at the vectors. See that vector? See? Yes? See that? That arc is made of two vectors, a horizontal component and a vertical component. The horizontal component stays the same. The vertical changes. So if I have that, I have an initial velocity. This one is reducing. This one stays the same. This is 0. And when it hits, it's still going like that. This one decreases. So here it's nothing. Here it's increasing. Here it's increasing a little more. Sorry, the other way around.
Oh, it's still low battery.
What is it?
It's low battery.
It's what?
iPhone.
Low battery? Low battery. Okay. So I'm going to have to stop soon. Thank you. So that's it. The review, you see why I don't review much? It's actually very simple. There shouldn't be any doubt. I'm not going to give you chapter tests on chapters 2, 4, 5, plus the vector unit, and then give you a midterm that is completely different from those tests. The midterm is just going to be a combination of those concepts. Clear? It's only 60 questions. Yes? And it will be graded by the time you leave. I want to open and close this section of the course when you leave after you take the test. And then the final exam will be much bigger because we're going to cover a lot more material than we did earlier in the year. We're going to start moving much faster. Okay? I kind of move a little slowly in the beginning because I teach the trigonometry and that gets in everybody's way. So we actually do a unit on trig. Yes? So we're done. Yes? We're off. Okay?